and welcome to graduation week for many of these puppies at No Bones About It Puppy Day School. So here today I have Louie and Kona and Luke, and then we also have graduating or graduated Jessie and Junebug. So big group of pups that have all finished in the same period of time, and I have these guys all here together today because I just want to go over some parting thoughts for all of you. The first of which is that the goal of this program is to lay a solid training foundation for puppies and entering into adolescent. It is by no means meant to be the end of your training journey. Really, the way I look at it, in a perfect world, we would have training continue on through, in some degree, adolescence. Oh, hi, who is that? So that could be a year and a half, it could be 2 years, whether that means that you intermittently do a class to kind of keep you up, working. I equate it to this. Everybody says they're going to do training at home, but it's sort of like exercising. It's like you're a little bit more motivated if you have to show up every week and you are accountable. So if you feel like you're somebody who could kind of continue on and challenge yourself, great. If not, I would recommend trying to do, a 6-week class here and there. It doesn't even have to be, what I would call straight up like, obedience training. I don't love that word, but it could be agility. It could be scent work. It could be something, some other athletic game. There's all kinds of classes that are out there that don't necessarily center on teaching the basics. These guys actually do know the basics. They know, sit, they know down, they know go to your place. They have the beginnings of leave it. They have the beginnings of their leash manners. And, oh, excuse me. That's the corner of my bench. They have a solid foundation for recall. So that's just my push to want to keep you kind of in the game with these guys. The next thing that I want you to think about is continuing, we're all busy. Everybody's got a gazillion things going on. But I've tried to really hit home with you over the past 4 or 6 weeks, depending on how long you've been here, the importance of just sprinkling in your training all the time, every day. And that shouldn't require more effort or time. What it should require is, or what it does require, is that you just get in the habit of doing several repetitions of things every time you have an interaction with your puppy. If you could only pick 2 or 3 things that you were going to continue to focus on, in my book, it would be name game, it would be your hand targeting. Go to your place is great because it really builds on a solid down, but that's more convenience. Name game will build on your recall, your come cue. So you're, calling your puppy when they're successful. You're always having lots and lots of, hi, good job. Always having lots and lots of praise for that. So those are the things we still need to work on that with you, don't we? So with Kona, building on, having a leash on. If you've still got puppy that likes to jump, doing lots of rewarding at ground level, so puppy focuses way more on the ground than upward. So those are the things I really want you to focus on moving forward. And then we'll do a little individual recap for each of these guys, so you can kind of see where they are with all their skills. All right? So we'll see you in a few minutes. There you go. All right, so we are out and about on our little field trip so we can take some of these skills that we've been practicing and apply them to our outside world. I'm down here near the community center in the middle school. We always have PE around this time, so there's going to be a ton of kids coming by. We're going to look at how we can work with a puppy for leash walking, for distraction, to get their attention when there's lots of things that are approaching that make my puppy perhaps curious, perhaps uncomfortable. We'll see. So, Louie, let's go over here. We're gonna let him sniff a minute just over on the side. Give him an opportunity to see if he has to go to the bathroom. Good job. And we've been working a lot on what we call this reward zone. I'm just gonna look over my head. And we are rewarding the dog for being at our side, and we're gonna use this as a tool when we're working on our leash manners to keep the dog close to us when we're walking. But it's not something that we're going to do for long periods of time. We're going to do it for very short periods of time, in fact, and then we're going to stop and we're going to let the dog sniff and we're going to let them just kind of be a dog. That's part of what going out for a walk is about. So we can start. Let's go. Yes. Good job. Now he's distracted by all the kids, so I'm going to get right here. So I'm going to continue to do what I call sort of this backwards walking, where until I can kind of keep him focused a little bit. Okay, we're going to try to walk the opposite direction towards you, away from the distractions, and see how that looks. Very good. So you can see totally different. Hey, up. Okay, I know there's so many distractions out here. Sit. Good job. Okay, I'm going to release him. Okay. You want to go see what's going on over here? Want to go see what's going on? So he doesn't seem fazed at all by the kids that are walking by, but me walking forward towards them, he was immediately kind of darting out towards the end of his leash. So I was doing, again, what I call backwards walking or attention walking, where I get the dog just to walk towards me and I treat them so that I can keep them really focused, and then I just I pivot, start walking forward and try to get the puppy. Hi, pup. Yeah, good job. And then, okay, let him sniff a little bit. And I've been literally every single week for 6 weeks trying to remind you that your training shouldn't take any additional time than the amount of time that you already spend with your puppy. So if we were out on a walk, good, Louie, touch. Yes, good boy. Touch. Yes, good job. So I can use that as a method to refocus him when he's on his walks. Again, it can be a great way to get your dog closer to you. I can be practicing little recalls when I'm out on a walk. I can toss a treat. Go find it. Louie, come. Oh, yes! He had a treat that it was still on the ground, and I tried to call him away, and he actually made a great choice. He came to me anyway. Yeah. Oh, he tripped on your leash. Hi, good buddy. Good buddy. So this is a really good way to practice with distraction, but in a pretty controlled environment. I have him on a fairly short leash. I'm dropping the leash. I'm letting him do some sniffing. We're practicing some recalls. So those are all, yes, good job. So those are all great tools for you to use and to continue working on your foundation skills when you're out and about. All right, good job.